Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urius Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right, it is time for another installment of the Doctor Spell Prognosis. And today we are talking about the first level spell, Chaos Bolt. It is a first level spell, and it is only usable by Sorcerers. There, of course, there's other ways to get it. With Magic Initiate and things like that, but for right now, it's available for Sorcerers. I'm giving it a B. I'm giving it a solid B. It's got good things and bad things about it. All right, so good thing about this spell is it's one action. It has a 120-foot range, so it's got one of the longest ranges. It only has verbal and somatic components, and it's an attack. You make a ranged spell attack, so attacks are not as difficult as saving throws a lot of the time. So, relatively in the game, armor classes are pretty low. Every once in a while, you'll come up against an opponent that has a pretty high armor class. But, I mean, for the most part, it's around a 13 or 14, and you've got more than a 50% chance to hit. So, you hurl this at a creature within range. You make the attack roll. If you hit, it does 2d8 plus 1d6 damage. And you choose one of those d8s. And they take that damage, and then you choose the d8. So you may get two different numbers. So you could actually make the choice from the two different numbers. The number rolled on that die determines the attack type. So you basically could do two different kinds of attack types. It's not as random as it seems, but you could get stuck with cold and fire or something like that, or lightning and fire. That happens. Now, if you roll the same number on 2d8s, then the energy leaps from that target to a different creature of your choice within 30 feet of it, and then you make a new attack roll against that target, and you make a new damage roll, which could cause it again. So it's a bounce. It could be a rolling rolling d8s, or a bounce effect. And then a creature can only be targeted once. So if it's only one other creature there, then you're out of luck and you've run out of targets. And of course, you can cast the spell using higher slots, doing an extra d6 of damage. So the good thing about this spell is that rolling bouncing number. The bad thing is you've got a 1 in 64 chance of that happening. So once out of every 64 times, you might get two of the same number. And otherwise, you're getting a choice of one or another damage type, which is okay. I mean, you could... If something's vulnerable, not a lot of creatures are vulnerable to damage, you could land upon that, or you could land on one that they're resistant to and one they're not resistant to. And, of course, you would choose the one that they're not resistant to. In comparison to Chromatic Orb, which we haven't talked about yet, Chromatic Orb, you get to choose the type, and it does 3d8 damage, which is a little bit more damage. The only thing that this has above that on damage is the fact that you might roll two of the same number. But again, that's a 1 in 64 chance. That is a pretty low chance. So you don't get the bouncing effect with Chromatic Orb. Chromatic Orb is also 90 feet, not 120 feet. So it's not as long of a range. But 90 feet or 120 feet, who's counting? That's pretty far away. And then you can upcast Chromatic Orb as well. And it does an extra d8, I believe, on its upcast, which is a little bit more damage. So it's a little bit more of a damage spell. Same to hit roll. And again, this one's only usable by Sorcerers. And, if I had a choice between this and Chromatic Orb or Catapult, I'd probably take Catapult. So, all right, that's what I got for you today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.